very excellent to follow Commissioner Potocnik talking about the conference, because what I am asked to talk about here today, and thank you for the invitation to come and talk about it, is a conference I'm responsible for the organization of. It's a conference taking place in Stockholm next year, January the 22nd. So, and it's a presidential conference because it's a part of the European presidency of Slovenia, chaired by your minister Andrea Vibacom, the Swedish Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, responsible for the Ministry of Enterprises, and Commissioner Verheugen. This conference is a part of an initiative the Commission launched in 2005, started in 2006, on moving on from best practice, exchange of best practice, to really do the thing. Transnational cooperation on support of innovation in different ways. Whether it's the one or the other way, whether one understands innovation the one way or the other way, it's not important, but it's about teaming up, doing it. Looking at European economies, the total sum of them are bigger than the US economy. But we will not feel it that way, we do not see an outcome that way, because the European economies are separated and not that well coordinated with each other. So we will not benefit from that. So it's about transnational, transregional, trans-anything cooperation to team forces up and to be together. At this conference, we have a number of projects around Europe. InJo, the court, I'm responsible for one of the Baltic Sea region. All the actors of these are collecting recommendations to Europe on how it would be best to improve innovation in Europe using clusters as the instrument, cluster policy as such. This is put together in a cluster memorandum, a policy paper, which will be launched at the conference in Stockholm. And there we expect, apart from those chairing the conference, a number of ministers to come and take part of the launch and blessing of this policy paper. But to be honest, what we will see in Stockholm is the usual bunch of actors coming together talking about what they've done before. And we will all know what we're talking about, around $300. But to bring this policy paper to something outside the 300, then we need a framework. We need a way of communication, a framework to talk about it, to be able to develop, to identify the one-liners, to bring the message of what we're talking about to normal citizens around Europe, to understand that innovation is a key to competitiveness, is a key to further wealth creation in Europe, etc., etc. And it is about that in the end we are talking. The conference as such is to launch the policy paper, the cluster memorandum, and as well to bring together the forefront of actors to demonstrate what way we can deal with this, the transnational cooperation, the transregional cooperation, the way of communicating the message to the outside world, the real world out there. So, when I'm relating to innovation journalism, I'm not that much focusing on the academic concept as such. I'm more on using it to have it turned into a common understanding on how we can talk about innovation. And that's what we will try to use the conference to do, to turn it into a common understanding. We will position the conference somewhere around innovation and relate it to competitiveness and clusters, as shown here. You cannot read all this, it's not important, it's a program as a conference as the actual draft, and it is And by the way, we need a key speaker to talk about the elephant and to blind men as well to the conference. But notice, we will have in the first day round tables where we will go deeper into contents of innovation, how to work with the cases and excellent performance. One will be the first day where we will ask national ministers and high-level people from private sector to chair sessions presenting excellent cases from some of the countries. To moderate the case, among us, we will ask European journalists, skilled in innovation journalism, to take place. And that way, we will bring the framework for communication into the conference. Not that much talking about innovation journalism, maybe there will be speakers talking about it, I don't know. But we will demonstrate it, the way we will moderate the sessions. The first day, and the same next day, the second day of the conference, more focused on practical cases, regional developments, etc. There we as well will have 2 rounds of breakout sessions. And again, we will have medias, European medias, in terms of journalists skilled in the field of innovation journalism, to moderate sessions. And that way, building the understanding how to deal with communication, how to work from a horizontal perspective when talking about innovation. We will not be able to conclude on what should be said, what should be brought, what should be the message. That's the journalists themselves will have to decide on. But we will hope we can influence, the framework it's done in to have a better communication, acknowledging that innovation is a multi-dimensional thing. There's not one solution, there's not one way of talking about it, but what we all face as a challenge is when we are stepping out there to the street, talking about that we need innovation in Europe, then people say, sorry, what are you talking about? And we need people to say, oh yes, of course, and I thought about, and yes, that's